In this video, we will learn what a purchase order is, how to create it from pending, and how it gets approved. So this is our purchase request report. So let's watch how we are going to convert this purchase request for purchase order. And so in order to create a purchase order, log in as your purchase user. And so here I have logged in as a purchase user. And at purchase transaction, we are navigating to a purchase order. So here purchase order is a formal document issued by a buyer to a supplier requesting the supply of a specific goods or service under defined terms such as quantity, price, delivery date and payment condition, which legally bind both buyer and supplier once accepted. So this is a page of a purchase order creation, so which holds up our PO and SSO. Here SSO is your supply schedule order. So this screen holds up for your creation and so for filtration and so finding up your documents. So now in order to convert the purchase request to a purchase order, click on this yellow icon that's called pending. And so here you'll be clicking your pending PR. So where the document falls at from your purchase request. And so after electing the items, click on create PO and give the prefix as purchase order and give your supplier. So after giving supplier description, and then you have your currency, then you have your Incoterm, that's your international commercial term, which defining who bears or cause risk and responsibility at your delivery. And then you have a ship through, whether it's of road, air or by sea. Then you have your payment term. So here payment term refers to the conditions under which the buyer is expected to pay seller for goods or services. And then have your order date. And now click on OK after giving the details of location ID, unit, purchase order date, sub-voucher type and so your purchase order prefix. So here a purchase order number will get generated automatically. And then you have in addition of your exchange rate. So here the exchange rate is nothing but the conversion rate between vendor's currency and company's base currency. And then when you have your exchange rate basis, so which refers to the agreed method or standard used to determine the exchange rate between two currencies in a transaction, which holds up your spot rate and forward cover. So spot rate is a rate at current moment of transaction. When it's a forward cover, a pre-agreed rate for your future transactions often used to hedge against your exchange rate. So we'll be placing at spot rate. And then it holds up your payment term, Incoterm, ship through, CPC code, descriptions. And then you have your PO value, purchase order value, which is based upon your line amount and so the tax. So since it's on progress, it's at draft. When it's been forwarded, it will be at entry completed. Once the document gets approved, the status changes to approved. Then here you have a line. So it refers to the individual or material services order. Each PO can have a multiple lines. And then you have a item charges. So it's an additional cost associated with your specific item in a purchase or sales transactions. And so these charges are added on top of base item price and can impact the total cost or landed cost or some selling price, which includes your freight charges, packing charges, installation or service charges. When it's of your general, it holds up in advance of your mission details and cost details, and so the charges applied at overall PO level and so distributed proportionally across all items in your purchase order. And then you have your terms and conditions. So this terms and conditions, it's a legal and commercial conditions governing the purchase order and ensures a clarity between your buyer and supplier. and it has your attribute and value, where its attribute define the type of conditions, the what rule or parameter to be applied of, and so the values, it's an actual details that apply for the purchase order. And then when you click on this location detail, it consists of your ship from, and so the bill from and the bill to address, and it holds up your ship to address, where it consists of all the details. And then when it's of your item charges, you can just give it on include charges, and in order to add up your purchase request line, you can add on this add PR line. So now click on post. So the document will get forward for review to Kaushik, who's our supervisor, and click OK. And so the document has been forwarded. Let's log in as supervisor. And so this is a login page of a supervisor, Kaushik. Here you have a bell icon. Click on this bell icon. Go to approvals. Here the document falls at, when you click on this detail icon, you can have a review of the document. So after having a review of it, click on OK. And so the document will be moving forward to Vimal, who is acting as our manager. So he will be approving the document. And so the document will be getting forwarded for approval to Vimal, who will be acting as our manager and who approves the document as. Now click on OK. And so the document has been forwarded to our manager. Let's log in as our manager. So there's a login page of our manager. Now click on this bell icon, go to approvals. And so the document falls at, it's been waiting for our action. So after having a review of the document that falls from our purchase user, then from our supervisor, now at last stage, as being a manager, we will be approving it. So now click on approve. And so the action has been at approve. Click OK. And so the document has been approved. Let's go and check the status as a purchase user. Let's log in as a purchase user. In order to check the status, give your purchase order number. Now click on search. And so the status has been changed from a draft and entry completed to finally it's been approved, as the document has been approved. And so here we have our workflow, which where it's been useful for traceability, accountability, and so the document where it's been traveled up. So with this action, you can just take up a look of a forwarder and so review, and then you have approval persons. And when you click on this print icon, a report gets generated for your purchase order. So which holds up the supplier name and address, and so bill to, ship to. And then you have your item description, and so total quantity, and so total items, and so tax amount in words, total amount in words, and the calculated GST. Then you have your HSN details. And so on. So by clicking on that icon, you can generate a report. So this is how you will be creating a purchase order. Thank you for watching.